Hi guys, it's Miss Judy. Did you happen to notice that the image at the beginning of the video looks different than it did in weeks past? Previously, at the beginning of each video, we had our circle with the big blue KF on it. Well, now our image looks like this. And I'm going to explain the parts of this new image in order to explain what the next 12 weeks will be like as we gather for kids formation in this virtual way, in this video way. So let's take a close look at the picture. Okay. So our new image has three parts. At the bottom, it says Summer KF at St. Barnabas. That's the first part we're going to talk about. Then we have KFOT. That's the second part. And then the last part we'll talk about is this image of a tree. So again, we have Summer KF at St. Barnabas, KFOT, and an image of a tree. So I'm going to explain to you what these three parts mean and how things are going to look for the next 12 weeks. So first of all, Summer KF at St. Barnabas. During the summer, we do things a little bit differently than we do in the fall, winter, spring. So those are the two sessions we have. We have fall, winter, spring, and then we have summer. Okay. KF at St. Barnabas stands for Kids Formation at St. Barnabas. Kids Formation is our weekly class where we learn about God, we learn about Jesus, we learn about the church. And Kids Formation, these weekly classes, is a special way that St. Barnabas is keeping a promise. When you were baptized, your parents promised to teach you about God, bring you to church. And also at your baptism, the church promised to support your parents and you as you continue to learn and grow and learn more and more about Jesus. And so Kids Formation, when we gather together to learn about God, learn about the Bible, we are keeping a promise to you and to your parents. So summer is one session of Kids Formation where St. Barnabas is keeping a promise to help you learn about God. The next part that we looked at was this big KFOT. So KF again stands for Kids Formation. OT stands for Old Testament. In the fall, winter, spring session of Kids Formation, we take our lessons from the New Testament. The New Testament is the second part of the Bible that tells about what Jesus said and what Jesus did. It tells us about the followers of Jesus and the beginnings of the church. That's the New Testament, and that's where our lessons come from most of the year. But in the summertime, we take our lessons from the Old Testament. So that's what that stands for. Kids Formation, Old Testament. Now the Old Testament is a special part of the Bible that tells us about Jesus's heritage, his culture, his family, his ancestors. And when we learn about the Old Testament, it helps us when we're learning about Jesus in the New Testament. And we know more when a certain person is mentioned in the New Testament. It's good if we can know, oh, I know who that is. That's someone mentioned in the Old Testament. Or when a story or an idea is mentioned in the New Testament, we can know, oh, this is something that was in Jesus's culture, and it was something that everyone would have understood at that time. And so learning the Old Testament helps us to know about Jesus's culture and what Jesus knew about. And that brings us to the tree, the image of the tree here. So sometimes when we talk about our ancestors, we call that our family tree. And a written down family tree is a way of writing down these people had these kids, and then those kids had these kids, and it kind of works like branches on a tree. And so sometimes we think of that as a family tree. We can also think of a family tree as being everything about a family. It could be the actual people. It's also the culture and the ideas around those people's lives. And so when we are thinking about the Old Testament, we can think of it like it's Jesus's family tree. It's the people that Jesus was related to, but it's also the ideas and the culture and the stories and the celebrations and all the things that would have been important to Jesus and the people he was with. Another reason we have an image of a tree is because we are also this summer going to have some people from our church family come and share with us. So part of our videos this summer will be church family. When we gather together as St. Barnabas, we're one part of the church. And the church, we're all brothers and sisters. We're all one big family. And so everyone you know at St. Barnabas, we are your church family. And you'll see some other people, not just me, not just Miss Doty, but some other people from our church family will be sharing with you, because St. Barnabas cares about you. You're a really important part of our church family, and keeping the promise to help you learn about God is important to us. So that's why there's a tree on this image, to remember Jesus's family tree and also our church family. So I have this little tree next to me, and this is going to be our family tree for the summer. And we'll be adding leaves on our branches to remember the people from the Old Testament that we're going to learn about, and also to remember the ways that people from our church family are going to share with us. So I'm looking forward to the summer. A lot of people help to make these videos. My kids help, Mr. Jonathan helps, and for the summer we're going to have lots of other people helping with these videos. So whenever you watch a video, you can remember that you really matter to us. You're an important part of our church family. And so this summer will be KFOT, where we will be filling up our family tree. Take care, guys.